also the tools ready to train functionality and then also to validate and homologate them. So the benefits is, of course, bigger companies like whatever, BMW, Volkswagen, they will have got their own tool chain in place, but for smaller companies, we provide an accelerated access to the market, also cost reduction, and with us, very often also a higher predictability of your program. So, but I want to talk here today about ground truths and the shift to CI and CD and the need to process a high volume of data in a very short period of time requires also a paradigm shift, how ground truths provider like understand.ai are operating. So the key challenges what we face is dealing with a lot of data in a very short period of time is that current approach to projects in form of waterfalls is actually not working anymore. So you get one huge dump of data after maybe 3 or 6 months discussion. This is not fast. This is very slow. Then if you operate entirely with manual labeling, and you will see it in the following chart, this is not future-proof. This is also a huge challenge to tackle. And then, of course, in the entire chain, from receiving the data to producing the data, quality has got a huge impact, and I will show it also later on. So, how we are addressing these challenges, these are our 3 focus points. Is for, on the one hand, API pipeline integration. It's a heavy focus on automation, and then also a rigorous quality management. APIs, I think this is the way to move forward. If you think about CI, CD, you have to think about pipeline. If you think about pipeline, you think about a continuous flow of data. And the only way how you manage really a continuous flow of data is via solid APIs. It's not only that they can handle high volumes, but you have got also the control mechanism in place to see what's coming in and also, more important, what's going out, because our customer wants to know it at each given time how ready their data is, because time, what we learned before, is in the entire process absolutely essential. Automation sounds simple, very difficult task. I can give you now a sample if automation is not in place. Taking about a small validation use case, 50,000 kilometers recorded at 50 kilometers per hour, 10 frames per second, 90 objects per frame. So you're talking about 36 million frames and 685 million annotations. If you do everything manually, you need 3,400 people in an entire year. If you want to do it in half of the time, you need 7,000 people, 7,000 people, how quickly can you scale up at a consistent quality? Impossible. If you do pre-labeling, you can reduce it already significantly to 1,300. But the only way moving forward how you can handle it is with automation, where you are then need 330 people, and this you can manage. Yeah, mainly then only for quality assurance, but it's basically a workforce you are able to scale, you're able to ramp down, and you're also able to manage. So besides de facto time and quality assurance, automation brings also a significant cost advantage. So if you run your, let's say, a standard 2D, 3D ground truth program fully automated, we are confident that we can reduce the cost by 90%. And that's, especially in these days, as R&D budgets are actually getting smaller and smaller, it's very important also to look at the cost. The second point, what has to be addressed, is a very rigorous quality assurance program of the data, of the raw data, but also of the annotated data. We see that in programs where there is a very lax management of data, they can extend by 25%, 40%, 50%, and also get, in that sense, significantly more expensive. So what we have as a target is 98% acceptance rate of our data. And to manage that, we have got 4 different layers. We start with the initial assessment of the raw data. Then we are doing prototyping, what I will explain later on, have got our quality in production, and then a final quality assurance also in delivery. In terms of the prototyping, it's a very similar process how a production line in a car manufacturer looks like. So instead of building the right car right from the beginning, it's a very iterative process that we are working in loops. And within these loops, we are not only optimizing our own workflows and not only optimizing our own tool, we are also working then very closely together with our customer to see that their requirements are really met. And only when we feel like that their requirements are really met, we have got the formal gating, and then we are going into mass production. Because we also, in a lot of painful projects, realized that change request is really like, is the biggest nightmare when you are working under a time pressure. Another thing which is very important is that we are using also quality assurance in production. So we are developing automated validators, and it's regardless they are used if the process is manual or automated. So they take one specific task where we see like there could be a quality issue, and then they get fixed directly in the process. So for example, if a box is misshaped, immediately before this entire clip goes into the next step of the process, there's a warning, check, this is not sufficient, this needs rework. And this allows us to use fewer resources, but also to accelerate the entire development. In some of the projects, we have up to 22 of these automated validators, and they're helping us really a lot. So I keep it short today. Key message is like, if you are transitioning to the software-defined vehicles in a CI/CD development, it's really important, and it's the same what my peers from ADAS also said, you have to see this topic of data management holistically. This is, we see it that it gets over and over underestimated, but this is really the decisive feature and function, whether or not you are able to react, for example, to new legislation or new functionalities or errors in the vehicle very fast. And in that sense, in a context like us, you have to think about how you integrate us. And the way to move forward is also not to integrate anymore with like waterfall projects, but with a pipeline integration. And for integrating companies like us, you have to see that they are providing APIs, that they are really fully automated, and the third one, that they have got a rigorous quality assurance program. Good, very fast, right?
Thank you very much. Well, fast but very comprehensive. Thanks a lot for your presentation. And with this, we close this session. Thank you very much to all the speakers, and thank you for attending this session. And now I leave the floor to the next session. Thanks a lot from my side as well. Bye.